It's cool. I like the game so far.
Since we talked to you last, you got scanned in NBA 2k22.
Yeah.
What has your life been like, and what is it like kind of seeing yourself in the video game every single day?
Yeah, it's crazy. I've always tried to, like, dream of being in the game, but now whenever I see, like, a real face scan version of me, it's still surreal. So, it's been a lot going on. It's been a while since, I got in the game, but life is good. Life is good for sure.
Any critique of yourself in the video game? Anything we could do better?
I just wish my jumper was a little more consistent, but maybe I got to show something in the season. We'll see, though. But maybe on this one, we can get my jumper a little better.
All right.
We'll see.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Tyler, you're getting an early taste of NBA 2k23. What do you think of the game thus far?
I'm just happy to be able to play the game. It's a dope experience, so happy to be here.
The first time we talked to you was in 2019. You were just drafted. You were in the game for the first time. How has your life changed since then?
Actually, I'm better on the game now. I'm better in real life. I'm better on the game.
Okay,
so,
better in all aspects.
Exactly, for sure. I got a daughter now, so things are good,
When are we going to see you on a cover of NBA 2K?
By 2K27.
Okay.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room, hoping to put on a show for their fans here tonight. The beaches of Santa Monica and Venice, not too far from our setting today, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Thank you very much. Jaren Jackson Jr. is continuing in his father's NBA footsteps. Asked about that influence, Jaren said, just his heart for the game and tenacity. You have to be able to shoot and play defense because you don't want to be a liability. At the end of the day, my dad did all of that, and he won a ring. Kevin Jaren Jr. wants that last part, too.
I can see why, DA, and I think he's well on his way. Thank you for that one. And tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt, and that goes for the players, coaches, and fans.
Now look at Memphis's starting group. Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Then it's Morant. Then there's Dylan Brooks. And it's Bane in at the shooting guard. And for the Clippers, outside the wings are George and Leonard. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point guard. And the Grizzlies start out with the ball. Pass to Bane. Morant right side. Here's Jackson. Adams trying to free himself up. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Morant.
And that is quickly becoming Jackson's domain. He's such a strong finisher in the paint.
Outside, George. Cracks in the tray.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Morant passes to Jackson. It's Morant with the drive. And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
And coming out of high school, John Morant said he was a no-star recruit. One reason he may have been overlooked was his small-town upbringing, growing up in Dalzell, South Carolina.
Now here's Leonard. 5 on the clock. Zubac, no good. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Here's Brooks. It's hauled in by George. And even though he played in an AAU team with Zion Williamson, you know, scouts, Greg, were looking right past John Morant.
And didn't get a lot of offers at first. After 2 years at Murray State, he joined Steph Curry and Damian Lillard as another star point guard out of a mid-major program. And to this day, he carries that underdog chip on his shoulders.
Here's Bain following the basket by Marcus Morris. From 13, Brooks misses. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. George way outside. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Here's Brooks. Adams trying to free himself up. And that one's good. Brooks.
Who's the best young catalyst in the game? Some people will say Doncic, some will say Trae Young, and some might even say Ja Morant.
Now here's Leonard. Morant with the steal. And here we go. Morant heading to the hoop. A shot off that time. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And there's the pass to Leonard. Outside Jackson. It's up a 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now.
And a flush from Jackson Jr. Great wingspan, and at 6'11", he's got a little nasty in it.
Leonard attacking. Pulls it from 20. Hits some rim on the way in. And the bucket's good. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Morant against Jackson. Now Brooks. No good with the elbow jumper.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
He gets that one.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
Here's Morant. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, efficiency is everything, right? So far in this one, this guy has been on the money.
Takes it out to Leonard. Stolen by Brooks. Here's Morant. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Morant's got 6.
He is now 3 for 4 to start this game. Clearly, the confidence is already building.
Outside Leonard.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
1:58 left to play here in the first. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. Substitution here for the Clippers. Robert Covington's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Norman Powell's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Mann subbed in for Jackson. Now here is George. He has 5. And it's blocked.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average. He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. A nice shot by George.
I'll tell you, that's the speed of Paul George on the drive. Amazing attack on the rim.
Jones, the pass to Clark. Anderson trying to free himself up. No good from Clark. Clippers trail by 3. Baseline jumper. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Here's Melton, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Robert Covington picks one up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And the first one drops. And so he hits both. Clippers trail by 5. To the middle. Here's Batum. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
They've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Batum against Anderson. Clark left side. And another miss by Memphis. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. George, that's a two-pointer. It's rebounded by Memphis. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Jones, no one around him. It's good from long range.
Pretty dime there. The kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
It's George on the wing. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Jones for 3, and again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And here's George for 3, and he beats the buzzer. Wow!
Yeah, that's just an amazing play to get that ball off in time.
Great awareness in crucial situations. Nicely done.
Standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And one of the better young two-way big men in the NBA, Jaren Jackson. He talked about how his defensive responsibilities grow.
Probably be more of a backline help, talk more, give more help for the rotations because, you know, depending on what team you play, there's a lot of specific things you got to do to guard a certain player.
Now with his 7'4" wingspan, Jackson has all the tools to be an elite rim protector.
But advanced understanding of positioning. His father was an NBA player, so he's been taught the game from a young age.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. Guys, what's your take on the Grizzlies so far?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Memphis, they've got Anderson. Tyus Jones out there with the Anthony Melton. Then it's Brandon Clark, and it's Williams at the 3. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Kawhi Leonard keeps it simple. He says, I'm trying to be the best player I can be. I'm happy with what I've done in my career, and I'm just going to keep on from there. It's not about being famous. It's about playing basketball and having fun on the floor. Well, he is famous, Kevin, and he remains focused on the court.
Agreed, David. It has served him well. Thank you. With the drive, Melton, no good.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Fires for 3. Good on that shot, and with that, the Memphis lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Mann. All right, Greg, you're a lefty. You're on the call tonight. Here we are courtside. Who do you think is the best left-handed player currently in the NBA?
It's the beard. James Harden, Kevin, no question. But Zion's going to be carrying that torch for us lefties going forward. I have no doubt he'll make us proud.
And a guy like Nick Batum, all but written off, he went through a rebirth after joining the successful Clippers.
Right, you think about Nick Batum, he had to deal with so many injuries. You forget how complete a player he is when healthy. He showed just how important he can be for
substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Robert Covington. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Leonard, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Jackson in for Terrence Mann. Here's Morant. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers trail by 7. Leonard attacking. Tries from 16. Not going to go that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. Out to Brooks. Passes it to Jackson. A fader. It's hauled in by Coffey. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Here's Leonard. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. From 13, Brooks misses. For Los Angeles, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Well, Kawhi Leonard's passing skills have developed over the years, and if you give him that much attention, he'll find his teammates.
And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Bane passes to Adams. To Bane. Now here's Brooks. Just 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. There's Jackson with the 3. No good on the shot. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Leonard takes the 3. And Bane pulls it down. Grizzlies have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Feeds it to Jackson. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
It's stolen. Pass to Morant. This one for 3. Kept alive. Clippers trail by 7. Here's Leonard. There's the pass to Zubac. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Grizzlies substitution.
And so Brooks will bring it up for the Grizzlies. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter and finished off by Morant.
The rugged toughness of Morant. Excellent at fighting through there and capitalizing in style.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
And they've taken advantage of the turnovers they've caused, getting a lot of their offense straight off their defense.
That's good from Morant.
And if you're wondering if Ja Morant lacks for confidence, well, look no further than his point God moniker. This kid is fearless, and he's hungry, and he plays with that proverbial chip on his shoulder.
Outside for Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. Here's George. Here's Leonard. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, an all-star willing to do all kinds of dirty work on the offensive end. Kawhi mixing it up.
Morant surveying the D. Adams right side. Here's Conchar. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And Greg, you talk about the fearlessness for Morant, reminiscent of Allen Iverson, the way he throws his body all around.
I mean, get knocked down, get right back up. At the same time, at 6'3", he can add strength to that frame. I know that's the goal of his as he looks to absorb contact and dish out a little of his own.
Leonard with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
There's just so much force that Kawhi plays with. It is what allows him to rise up and put it down with authority.
Morant drives in.
Gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Well, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Jackson from long range. The Grizzlies pull it in. There's 31 seconds left in the first half. Kennard against Morant. Lets it go from 14. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
The 3 from George. The rebound by Steven Adams.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Inside. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Length and strength and intimidation. Steven Adams sends it back.
And so that's the end of the first half. Grizzlies out in front as they end the second quarter on a 12-4 run. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Teron Lue. Teron, what problems are you seeing out there?
We haven't made shots. We just got to relax and we got to keep playing.
Thanks for your time, Teron. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
There was no stopping Ja Morant in the first half. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. He's been a different player than he was in their last outing when he was off his game. He's rounded back into form tonight. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how Memphis played?
Their efforts in the paint have really paid dividends. It's been a focal point for them, not so much for the other team. That's been the difference in the game.
Kenny, what's your take on the Clippers?
You could point to their long-range shooting as the main problem there. They're taking a lot of threes, and the percentage is hovering in the low 30s. That's too cold. 30 degrees, you need a jacket for that.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. The team leaders, George and Leonard, are the wing. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubats. And it's Jackson in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Leonard kicks to George. And it's off from three-point range. Memphis leading by 13. Fires the three. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. And Los Angeles guys shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. The shot, no good. Nice D from Brooks. And that one goes long.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Jackson from long range. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Jackson. Here's Brooks. Rebound by the Clippers.
I'll tell you, his shot is just lost right now. There's just no consistency. Amazing that they're still up in this basketball game.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish and transition, nice and easy.
And Doris, when you think of players that can turn it on for the playoffs, Kawhi Leonard certainly one of them.
I think Kawhi, because of his history as an NBA champion, understands how different the playoffs are. There's a different level of physicality, a different level of pressure, and you have to be able to rise and meet that moment, and boy, Kawhi has.
Well, Morant is certainly making his presence felt on offense. He's in total attack mode.
And the Clippers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
For the Clippers, Robert Covington's checked in for Marcus Morris. Norman Powell comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Mann subbed in for Reggie Jackson. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Clark, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Kyle Anderson comes in for Jackson. Williams, he's checked in for Brooks. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Morant. Here's Anderson. This is the most they've led by, 13 points. Clark outside. And it's Anderson and time on the assist by Clark. And that's now 6 points for Kyle Anderson. Now, here's George. He started closely. And Doris, we know that Paul George has always been a solid passer, but his assist numbers have been trending up.
Yeah, he's been willing of late to take on more playmaking responsibilities. The skill set was there. It's just early in his career, they needed him to be the lead scorer. Now you're talking about a guy you've got to game plan against as a scorer and as a passer.
And he makes the first.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player.
He's perfect from the line this time.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Passes it to Clark. Memphis moving it around. Back to Melton. The tray. And the three ball is good. Melton's got 5.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the three. It's really that simple, guys.
Kicks to George. From deep. Connects from three-point range. George has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, Paul George says, I can answer with my own big-time three-point shot. Go to work, PG.
Down low. Stolen by Zubac. And here we go with George. Nobody back. Finished off the break. George has got 19 points. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Here's Anderson, and Anderson slams it in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. To the paint, Williams with the steal. 4-on-3 break. Anderson with the ball. Now Covington defending.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
George dishes the ball. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Melton feeling it out a bit, and it's Clark slamming it down.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Covington's shot is off.
Boy, he's at the cup, but that is tremendous defense. Prohibit the lay-in without fouling.
Now, here's Melton, defended by Covington. Shot clock at 6. And Covington sends it back.
This guy is such a lengthy wing defender. Robert Covington doing work defensively.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. .116 left in the third. Clippers trail by 15. Here's George. Takes it inside. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
Well, individually, he is doing everything he can in this 12-minute session, but he's just not getting enough help.
Covington against Jones. Anderson outside. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Over George. Anderson can't get it to go. LA's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 11 on 11 from Batum. Melton with the ball. He's got 5. Count it. Melton's got 7 points.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
George, no good. Williams against George. Williams passes to Melton. Back to Williams. Excellent D there from George. And no good that time. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Grizzlies. They lead by 13. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So on the floor for Memphis, Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Jones is out there with Morant, and it's Brooks in at the 3, the small forward. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Well, Paul George just putting on a show right now. He's been around this league for a long time, and confidence is there.
And the Grizzlies leading by 11. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his second.
Of course, you look at Marcus Morris, a very solid 3 and D type of forward.
That's exactly right. Because think about it, Morris, early in his career, there was a reluctance to shoot the range shot. He was more mid-range guy. But credit him for putting in the work. Now Marcus is a deadly three-point shooter, and he brings a size and physicality on the defensive end.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Morant.
And expectations skyrocketed for Morant after the success of his rookie year. But if you ask me, he has risen to that challenge and continues to set a high bar for himself.
And the Clippers making a change here. Kennard's checked in. Both free throws good from Morant. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 13. Pass to Kennard. Misses the 3. Memphis has gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. And it's Morant missing. And Los Angeles guys shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Leonard the pass to Batum. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Picked his pocket. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Konchar's checked in for Tyus Jones. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Leonard dishes to Batum, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
And that one falls for Batum. And both free throws good for Nicholas Batum. Memphis leading by 9. Here's Morant, and finished off by Morant.
Watching Morant drive is like watching lightning move across the sky. If you blink, you might miss it.
Back to Leonard. And Batum kicks to Leonard. Trying to find Batum. He's got it now. Pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 5. Buries the long-range jumper. Kennard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Morant against Jackson. And finished off by Morant.
How about the authority from Morant? The way he was running, you knew he was aiming to shot at the rim.
To the inside. Drops in the layup for 2.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line.
Third personal foul.
Marcus Morris picks one up there. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Memphis.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Well, their transition game has been operating at full speed, too. They've really run the break well.
Zubac is checked in for Nicholas Batum. The free throw drops for Jackson.
And you have to respect Jaren Jackson's toughness. This kid has had some early injury struggles, but he always returns to the floor determined to pick up right where he left off.
That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Leonard.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Jackson down low. Jackson on him. And that one, good. Jackson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, Steven Adams' instinct is to pass it first, and what instincts he has. Wow, pretty play.
Leonard on the wing. Three-pointer. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Jackson against Morant. Lets a floater go. Doesn't go that time. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. To the paint. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, Marcus Morris is a guy who is unafraid of a little contact. That's a nice play right there.
Marcus Morris Sr. at the line for 2.
The first one falls.
Marcus Morris has proven that he can be effective in any system in the NBA, understands his role as a stretch 4.
Powell, he's checked in for the Clippers. Baines checked in for the Grizzlies. And so he makes both from the line.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Morant's got 23.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
Let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Ja Morant.
Sensational game for him in terms of shooting efficiency. He's taken nothing but high percentage shots. That's how he's managed to hit over 60% from the field. I mean, making just about everything he's looked at.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
That's his first personal foul. 4th team foul. At the line for your Clippers, Kawhi Leonard for a free throw. At the line for one.
Free throw drops for Leonard.
You get the sense this guy relishes getting to the free throw line in these tough moments. You talk about clutch, this guy is it.
The pass to Adams. Here's Jackson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Reggie Jackson.
And between his footwork and height, Jackson is a tough matchup for defenders. Here he takes full advantage and draws the foul.
At the line for the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr. Shooting 2.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Now here's Jackson. Here's Leonard. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 5th assist in this one.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Brooks outside. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
He doesn't take a lot of time to make up his mind. Brooks always thinking ahead, and he's in position before the pass is made.
Jackson finds Leonard. We've got 1:48 left in the 4th quarter. Drills it from outside.
Let's remember this is a former Finals MVP. He will not blink in the biggest of moments.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
And here's Jackson. Outside Leonard. Down low, Zubac. And he floats in for the easy 2. With the assist on that one.
How about since he entered the league, Kawhi Leonard has tripled his assist average. What a good passer he has become.
Here's Morant. Stolen by Zubac. Leonard the pass to Powell. And the rejection by Jackson. Fires from deep. Grizzlies with the rebound. Brooks has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Morant outside. Here he goes. And finished up by Morant.
And going back to college, Morant's made a habit of rising to the occasion.
Leonard against Brooks. Here's Zubac to the middle. Passes to Leonard. Over Brooks. And it's Leonard missing. And so Brooks will bring it up for Memphis. At one point, they led by 16. And he jams it with authority.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Here's Leonard. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Brooks with it. Leonard picks him up. From 13, no good off the front iron.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Well, this one is winding down now. Memphis can watch the clock run out. And the foul calling Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Checking in for the Grizzlies.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Anderson outside. And so the Grizzlies take the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks very much, Ja. A lot of swag on this team tonight. Who's responsible for that confidence?
I feel like we all talk to each other, even the coaching staff. Coach let us play with a lot of freedom. Everybody have the green light, so I mean, there's no reason to lack confidence when you have a coach who believes in you every step of the way and just lets you go out there and play your game. So we always just preach, keep shooting, make or miss, and we're behind you. So
you all look like a confident bunch, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.